Greetings, fellow time travelers. Welcome back to Secrets of the Ancients, where we uncover the hidden mysteries of lost civilizations and dive deep into the secrets that shaped our world. I'm your archaeological guide, ready to take you on another mind-bending journey through the Quartersoposofer Baumbeksenskin Solder Bakorfrau Bar, Thinkshurs Podalburis, on no buffer super buffer dao dan at Bakenstown down gan pin Balbur now. Today's discovery will absolutely blow your mind. We're about to explore one of the most mysterious underwater shrines ever discovered, a sacred temple dedicated to Venus herself, the Roman goddess of love and beauty. But here's what makes this incredible. This shrine has been hidden beneath frozen waters for nearly 2,000 years, perfectly preserved like a time capsule from the ancient world. Before we unveil these astonishing secrets, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Trust me, fellow explorers, you don't want to miss the ancient mysteries we're about to reveal today. Picture this scene with me. You're standing at the edge of a frozen underground cavern. The ice beneath your feet is like glass, and every step echoes through chambers that haven't seen human visitors in millennia. The air is thick with mystery. What secrets lie beneath this ancient ice? Our archaeological team discovered something extraordinary during their descent into these frozen depths. As they carefully navigated through treacherous ice formations, moving step by careful step through this crystal labyrinth, they began finding the first clues of something monumental. And then, it happened, the first discovery that sent shivers down their spines. Perfume bottles. Not just any perfume, these were sacred oils and fragrances used exclusively by Roman priestesses in their most holy rituals. Can you imagine? These delicate glass vessels, sealed for over 2,000 years, still contain traces of exotic scents from across the ancient empire. But here's what makes this absolutely fascinating. The Romans didn't use perfume the way we do today. These weren't for personal beauty, they were divine offerings, meant to please the goddess Venus herself. As our team moved deeper into the frozen shrine, the discoveries became more and more spectacular. Silver mirrors, polished to perfection, reflected light that hadn't touched them in centuries. Amber jewelry, glowing like captured sunlight, lay arranged in perfect ceremonial patterns. But pay attention to this crucial detail. These weren't random treasures. Every single item was a beauty offering. The ancient Romans believed that Venus controlled not just physical beauty, but eternal youth and undying love. They would travel hundreds of miles to bring their most precious possessions to shrines like this one. Now, here's the mystery that baffled our archaeologists. If these were just the offerings, where was the main relic? What was the ultimate treasure of this Venus shrine? The team knew they had to go deeper. Following ancient Roman shrine design principles, they understood that the most sacred objects would be placed in the innermost chamber, closest to the divine presence of the goddess. And then, another breathtaking discovery, matching bracelets, his and hers, crafted from pure gold and precious stones. These weren't ordinary jewelry. According to Roman tradition, couples would dedicate such bracelets to Venus when seeking her blessing for eternal love and fidelity. But notice something incredible here. The bracelets were placed separately, as if Venus herself had accepted them and kept them as sacred treasures in her divine collection. Just when our team thought they had reached the end of the Venus shrine, they stumbled upon something that completely changed everything. A second shrine, but this one was dedicated to Mars, the Roman god of war, and Venus's legendary lover in Roman mythology. Now this is where history gets absolutely fascinating. The Romans often built shrines to Mars and Venus together. Why? Because they believed that love and war were the two most powerful forces in the universe. Venus represented creation and beauty, while Mars represented strength and courage. Together, they symbolized the complete human experience. Our archaeological team immediately recognized the telltale signs of a military shrine. Roman legionaries, the elite soldiers of the ancient world, would visit these sacred places before major battles, seeking Mars's blessing for victory and protection. Look at what they discovered. Amber statues, meticulously carved to represent Roman soldiers in full battle armor. Each statue was an offering from a legionary, a personal pledge to the god of war. Some historians believe these statues were created to look like the actual soldiers who made the offerings. Here's something that will absolutely amaze you. The preservation of these amber statues is so perfect that modern archaeologists can identify specific legion emblems, and military ranks carved into the miniature armor. It's like looking at a frozen moment from ancient military history. But here's the mystery that puzzled our team. Why would a Venus shrine connect directly to a Mars shrine? The answer reveals something profound about Roman religious beliefs. The Romans believed that the union of Venus and Mars produced harmony. Quite literally, they had a daughter named Harmonia in Roman mythology. By building interconnected shrines, Roman priests were creating sacred spaces where love and strength could coexist, where beauty and courage could unite. This wasn't just religious symbolism, it was a reflection of Roman values themselves. The Romans believed their empire's greatness came from balancing cultural refinement with military might, just like the balance between Venus and Mars. Let me take you back over 2,500 years ago to the ancient coast of what is now the eastern Mediterranean. According to legend, Princess Andromeda was chained to rocks by the sea as a sacrifice to a terrible sea monster, sent by the god Poseidon to punish her mother's boastfulness. The hero Perseus, riding the winged horse Pegasus, descended from the heavens, slew the monster, and rescued the princess. But here's what makes this archaeological investigation absolutely groundbreaking. What if this wasn't just a myth? What if there was a real sacrifice site, a real princess, and perhaps even a real sea creature that terrorized ancient coastal communities? And then, the moment that changed everything. Our team found it, the actual sacrifice site. Roman bronze fixtures, still embedded in the ancient rock, a perfect shell carved from solid gold, used in ceremonial rituals, but most shocking of all, massive chains, iron chains so large and heavy that it would take multiple strong men to lift them. These weren't decorative, these chains were functional, designed to hold someone or something in place against the most violent ocean storms and powerful waves. Pay attention to this staggering detail. The chains are positioned at exactly the right height to secure a human being, standing upright, arms spread wide. The configuration matches ancient descriptions of sacrifice rituals with terrifying precision. Now, here's where archaeology meets legend in the most spectacular way. The Romans didn't just know this myth, they revered this site. Our team discovered oil vessels, possibly containing sacred oils or ritual poisons used in ancient ceremonies. More incredibly, they found evidence of Roman legionary presence. Military units had visited this site and left offerings. Why would battle-hardened Roman soldiers visit a mythological sacrifice site? Because they believed. They believed that the ancient stories held power, that the gods who saved Andromeda could save them in battle. They believed that this sacred ground, where a princess was rescued from certain death, could grant them similar divine protection. As our team continued their underwater exploration, they encountered something that confirmed their wildest theories. A massive shark, circling the area with unusual aggression, as if protecting something precious. But this wasn't just any shark. Ancient coastal communities around the Mediterranean have legends of guardian creatures, sacred animals that the gods placed to protect holy sites from intruders and looters. Could this shark be a modern descendant of those legendary guardians? Fighting against time, currents, and yes, that guardian shark, our team pushed deeper into the underwater excavation site. And then, another stunning discovery. Pearls. Not just a few pearls, but an entire collection of ancient pearls, perfectly preserved in the oxygen-deprived underwater environment. According to ancient Roman accounts, Andromeda was known for her beauty, and pearls were considered the ultimate symbol of feminine perfection and purity. But here's the crucial question that divided our archaeological team. Were these the princess's actual treasures, or were they offerings left by worshippers centuries later? Climbing to higher ground, escaping both the rising tide and the guardian shark, our team made a discovery that sent chills through every archaeologist present. More chains, massive iron chains, identical to those found at the lower sacrifice site. The configuration was unmistakable. This was indeed where the legendary princess was bound, waiting for her fate, staring out at the ocean where the monster was supposed to emerge. But here's what makes this discovery absolutely revolutionary. The chain shows signs of having been deliberately broken, not rusted through, not fallen apart from age, but forcefully shattered. Did Perseus really descend from the sky and break these chains? Or was this a later ritual reenactment, perhaps performed by Romans who wanted to symbolically repeat the rescue? The evidence kept mounting. Our team discovered Perseus's clasps, bronze fittings that match ancient descriptions of the hero's armor. Then, the king's seal, a royal stamp proving ownership and authenticity. Each discovery was like adding another piece to a puzzle that historians have debated for over 2,000 years. The myth was real, or at least it was based on real events that occurred in this exact location. And then, the final clue, a directional marker, carved into ancient stone, pointing deeper into the coastal rock formations. The ancient priests who maintained this site had left a map, guiding worthy seekers to the ultimate treasure. Where did it lead? What secrets lay at the end of this ancient path? That's a mystery we're still unraveling, fellow time travelers.